Hi Kevin, how are you? This is Bhavna from India today. I got the opportunity to watch Saw X and wow, I literally had goosebumps. But I want to ask you, you've been doing this consistently, but what is the most exciting part about directing a horror film?
Well, as much as I foremost like this film for being, a really compelling drama and story, I can say that that doing the gore scenes is very exciting, right? Because there are so many different moving pieces, and you have to do so much planning with prosthetics and machinery and stunts and all that to make it all work. That when you finally succeed on the day of shooting a scene that you've been thinking about for months and months, to see it all come together and see the head fly off, to see the blood fly out, and know that you did a good job, it's just very satisfying. And there aren't that many aspects of filmmaking that I think are so immediately satisfying for me.
Again, a very difficult ask, but tell me which is your favorite scene from Saw X and why?
Well, there's I don't want to talk too much about the plot of the film. I mean, obviously you've seen the trailer, so you know something about it. But I can say that there's a scene near the beginning of Act Two of this movie that it's a very long scene, and again there was a lot of planning involved. But it's when we really see what this movie is going to be, and we've got John Kramer delivering some of his greatest monologues in the scene. In the whole movie, and it culminates in one of the tests for one of the characters, and I think it's the best work I've ever done in a film, I think, and so I'm just very happy with it.
There's so many scenes which really left me like I said, with goosebumps. But what was the most challenging part about directing this? Was there any scene in particular, perhaps?
I really wanted to make this film for the general audience that maybe doesn't know anything about Saw, but then I also had to make sure that the fans themselves really liked it. So I had to simplify the story much more than what we normally do, but then of course the fans like the intricacy of it. So I had to find a balance. I also wanted to be true to the mythology of the Saw series, but also play with turning some expectations upside down. So it really was finding those balances that were the hardest part.
Again, like horror is such a difficult genre to pull off, also because you don't know where it's going, and you've been doing this consistently. But I wanted to, as a filmmaker, what is it that you've discovered about yourself in this entire process since you started off?
Well, I can say that it took me a while to really feel confident, because my background is in post-production, and most of my career I've been working alone or with one or two other people in a room. So, I think this was the first film where I really felt totally confident and established a very close relationship with the actors and with the department heads. And really it made me feel comfortable as a collaborator, but also as a leader.
Okay, lastly, I have to ask you about India. So, did you ever had an opportunity to watch any of the Indian films, or do you have a name in mind, someone you want to collaborate with perhaps for your next?
I mean, I love Indian cinema, and I've spent a lot of time in India. I would frankly love to make a Bollywood-style science fiction musical in India, but there isn't a specific one. Obviously I love RRR, and what's the one with the bull that gets away from the village? Like, I found that movie really dark and compelling. But as far as collaborating, I'm not sure.
Understood.
I would love to make a Saw movie in India. Just so you know, I think it's like Mexico, it has so many layers to it. It would be a perfect
Right.
setting for a Saw film.
Lovely. On that note, thank you so much, and hope to see you very, very soon in India.
All right, thank you.